Hi guys. Nice to see you. You can see some of you are online already. Awesome. If you're going for the playlist tonight, we're doing number 22, Brave Spring Has Sprung. We'll just wait a second just while I kind of explain a little bit about the class. So we're focusing on the hips today. And this area of the body is really interesting because it's a place of both strength and flexibility. So we do need to have both. So you don't want to be too flexible so you're Gumby and you don't have any stability when you're running or doing any movement. And then again, you don't want to be too stiff and too strong because then you don't have that mobility to do things in life like bend over and do up your shoelaces and stuff like that. So today's going to be a balance of both. So I hope you enjoy it. I really enjoyed putting it together for you. So if you press play on number 22 playlist, the first playlist is silent. So just so you know, there's no music for a little bit. And I'll meet you on your mats just in child's pose. And like every class, we'll start with some big breaths. So I invite you to have your knees a little wider than usual and toes together to get into those hips early. And then gently release onto the floor. So we'll take a big breath in together. And exhale, release. We'll take a breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Then exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. And continue on with this breath. If you need to slow it down or speed it up to feel comfortable, please do. Allow your body to sink a little further into the floor as you breathe out. And as you breathe in, feel the life force, feel the body. Allowing yourself to arrive on your mat, in your practice. Give yourself a little congratulations for making it to your mat. On your next inhale, gently start to push into the hands and slowly rise up onto hands and knees, coming into a cat-cow pose. So just to wake up the spine, we'll inhale, let the belly drop and slightly gaze up. And exhale, push the floor away, gaze towards the belly button. And taking a few more just at the pace and the depth that feels good. So waking up the spine slowly. Coming to rest and a neutral spine. We'll reach long with the left hand and long with the right leg. So flexing that right leg, again, I always go on about this, but tucking that tailbone so that we're not dumping into our back and doing some kind of back bend quite yet. It's nice and strong through the core. So we bring the ribs in and tilt the tailbone so that the core is engaged. So we're talking about the core a lot, which is the shoulders, all the abs and the hips, keeping things stable in the body. And then exhale, bring the knee and the elbow to touch. Inhale to reach. Exhale, crunch. 3 more just like that. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. If you can bring the elbow and knee to touch to push gently, that'll give you a nice bit of tension. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, strong. Exhale, crunch. Lower the knee, opposite side. So the right hand reaches and the left leg. So I've just noticed I'm dumping quite a lot into my shoulder here and my back's dipping. So I'm going to protract through my shoulders, which just means push into the floor and get that shoulder nice and strong. Flex through the back foot, tilt the tailbone, suck in the ribs, reach long. Exhale, elbow to knee, push them together but gently. Don't hurt yourself. Inhale to reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. 3 more. Inhale long. Exhale together. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Lower the hand, lower the feet. So the next one, we're going to bring the right knee up off the floor, and we're going to bring the right knee towards the left elbow, and then the right elbow, and then back around towards the left knee, the right knee. So we're making a figure 8. So left elbow, left knee, where the right knee would be. So continue with that figure 8, gaze down, chin to chest, and control the core. If this is too easy, rise up off your back knee or come into a plank. So continue those circles. We'll do 2 more. So left elbow, left knee, right knee. So keep those figure 8s. Opening through the hips, the shoulders, and the core. Stability work. Lower that right knee, come onto the other side. So we're raising the left knee. First option, do it the first time just with the knee on the ground. Exhale to right elbow, to left elbow, to right knee, to left knee. Yeah, so we've got that figure 8. So really crunch that knee to almost touch the elbow. So you're really using your core. Now option, straighten, come into plank. Just makes it harder. Keep the breath. Exhale to crunch the knee towards the chest. Inhale to lengthen. That's always the rule in yoga. Let's do 2 more. Keep those figure 8s nice and controlled. Last one. Gently lower the knees. Come into a little child's pose if you need it. We'll be meeting you back in dolphin. So grab your biceps, place them on the floor, and slowly start to straighten the legs, then walk them closer towards your arms. So you can stay here, or you can have a play with raising one leg. You can stay here, or if you want to come with me for rotations, bend the knee, and we're going to exhale, open the knee, so little circles out to the side. So we're going outward towards the right with the right knee. Little circles out for 3, we'll do 5 of these, for 4, for 5. Now back in the other direction. So we're bringing the knee in towards the body and then circling out, using a different part of the glute and the adductor. Keep chin to chest, gaze towards the feet. 3, 2, and 1. Lower the leg. Take a little break if you need it. If you want to push through strength, you can stay in dolphin. After you've had a little break, come back to dolphin, walk the feet in, raise the left leg. You can just hold, or if you would like to come with us for the circles, 5 circles outwards. So 1, 2. Aren't you glad you came to class tonight? 3, 4, and 5. Chin to chest, keep it long. Back the other direction. So knee goes out towards the side of the mat, in towards the body. You can bind your hands together if that feels good. It can take some pressure off the wrists. So please feel free to do that. Last one. And 1. Then lower the knee. Whoo, come into a little child's pose. That was a little tough one. Gently push up and push into your hands, tuck your toes, and meet me back in downward facing dog. The heater never turns on, and then as soon as class starts, it won't turn off. And pedal out the legs. I think my heater is possessed. Look down towards your feet. I like to imagine that I'm like a little gecko grabbing onto the wall, so almost clawing the mat a little bit with your fingers, like you were holding 2 jam jars, and then rotating them open towards the sides of the mat. So it's a bit of a that will lead to a rotation in the shoulders as well. Look between the hands, option to step or to jump forward between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. Bend through knees, roll up as slow as you wish. Stack the vertebra, hands to heart center. We'll start with some side bends. So reaching up tall towards the roof, and we'll use our right hand to grab our left wrist and gently pull it over to the side. So some tricks with side bends is you don't want your hips to stay in the center and you pull yourself from here. You want to move your hips over to the opposite direction, okay, and gently pull. This is going to give you a lot more flexibility. And this shoulder is not closed towards the floor, it's open towards the roof. Inhale, come back to center, reach tall. Left hand grabs the right wrist, other side. So if you find you're closing down and you're bending just from the upper body, you don't have a lot of flexibility, move the hips over and have a play with that. Inhale back to center. Reach long through the chest. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend through the knees and slowly fold down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands to floor, option to step or to jump back into plank. So plank pose, protraction, so rounding through the back. I round quite a lot through the back. This is because it helps you with handstands, but it's not necessary to round that much if it doesn't feel good for you. But as long as you're not retracting, which is when you're sinking down, and this is a really saggy, sad plank, I want to see it, glutes active, thighs squeezing together, protracted shoulders, chin to chest. I know you're holding that. Option to lower the knees to floor. Chaturanga, so bring chest forward and slowly come down to 90 degrees in the elbows. Inhale to come into upward facing dog, roll shoulders back. Tuck toes, push up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal out legs. Find your breath. Maybe close your eyes and do a little body scan. And gently make a bit of movement in your down dog, or if it feels nice, just stay still. I like to give my head a little shake or a nod to release the neck. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, sweep between hands. Inhale into arrowhead. So we're coming up long. So we reach behind us, palms to floor, chin to chest, push through that back heel, almost like you can imagine a line from your sacrum to the crown of your head. Nice strong line, even all the way back down to your heel. If your belly starts to sag and rest on that quad, lift it up. Again, tilt tailbone, suck in ribs, all the same cues. Inhale, rise up into crescent lunge. Get low into the hips. So this is going to be working rectus femoris, the front of the quad, and also the iliacus. So it's a part of the hip flexor that we're getting into early. The lower that you lunge, the more you'll be stretching the front hip flexor. Exhale, hands to floor. Step back and flow. Choose your option. You can always lower your knees in your chaturanga and come all the way down, or stop at 90 degrees in the elbows. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, down dog. Pedal out legs. Take a breath. Left leg rises, breath in. Breath out, step between the hands. Inhale, arrowhead. Get long through those legs. So you want to imagine your knees stacked over your front ankle here, and you're pushing back through that back right ankle, getting nice and long. Squeeze that belly in, so sucking in and up, tilting pelvis. Then breath in, come up, crescent lunge. Now option here, if you want to come a little lower and work on that flexibility, you can. If you notice that your hips start twisting, it means that it's not working for you to go that low. So just come up a little. Exhale, hands down. Step back. If you want to pimp up your chaturanga, you can stay up in plank, come forward and down to 90 degrees or to the floor. Inhale, up dog, rolling shoulders back, squeezing glutes. Maybe thighs lift. And exhale, downward facing dog. Oh, it feels good to be doing yoga after a day on the computer. I can tell you that. I hope you feel the same. Inhale, right leg rises, breath in. Exhale, sweep between the hands. Inhale, crescent lunge, grow long. And exhale, rise into crescent lunge. I said that twice. That's fine. That's the 8 hours on the computer. 10 hours, actually. Exhale, coming into your extended, your blah, 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 blah. Maybe Ross can say all the poses tonight. Coming into warrior. Sinking deep into the legs. And exhale into extended side angle. Relax that ear towards the right shoulder. So here, if you notice you're leaning a lot on your quad, I invite you to just have it so that elbow can gently touch the thigh. Just a little tiny bit of support. But your legs are actually holding you here and your core. We're not just dumping down and just hanging out. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. Step back and flow. Option one-legged chaturanga if you want to be superhero today. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breath out. Left leg rises, breath in. Breath out, step between the hands. Inhale, rise into arrowhead. Exhale, crescent lunge. Oh, I got it. Exhale, warrior two. Get deep into those legs. So this is an external rotation. So again, it's nice to have the knee over the ankle. It's a cue that people say a lot. It's not always 100% necessary, but it is good alignment. If you push down through the blade edge of the back foot, it's going to encourage that right quad to rotate open. Exhale, come down, extended side angle. Reach tall through the top arm, chin to chest, and then maybe left ear towards left shoulder to relax the neck. Check if you're leaning, lift that elbow, just brush it gently and hold yourself with your body, with your core, with your hips, with your legs. Exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot. Step back and flow. High to low. Breath in, up dog. Breath out, downward facing dog. So we're going to flow through that faster and then add a pose at the end. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step between the hands. Inhale, rise, arrowhead. Exhale, crescent lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Exhale, gently bring those hands down and frame the front foot. Step back into plank, coming into a side plank. So right hand into the center of the mat, twisting over towards the left. If this is too much, lower that bottom leg or come onto your elbow. So if you know that your wrists or shoulders are a little funny, please do this. Here's the fun part. Reach forward with the left hand, lift that left leg and exhale, elbow to knee. We have 5 of these babies. Inhale, reach. To make it harder, you're up into a plank. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale. 3 more. Last one. Reach. Come back to plank. Come down. High to low. Breath in to come up. Breath out. Meet you back in downward facing dog. Getting that cardio, getting the heart rate up, getting ready to open. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, step between the hands. Inhale, rise into your arrowhead. Exhale, crescent lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Take a breath in. Then exhale, come down, frame the front foot. Step back into plank. Step the left hand into the center of the mat. Come onto the side of your feet, open to the right. So again, if you have wrists or elbows or shoulders that are a little funny, whoop, fall over. No, don't do that. Lower the bottom knee and come onto your elbow. Then we're going to reach over the top of the head and we have 5 crunches. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, 3 more. Reach long. Come back into a plank. High to low. Breath in to come up. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Pedal through legs. Close the eyes. Focus on your breath. Really ground down through the hands and the feet. Have an external rotation of those shoulders. So we wrap the shoulder blades around the armpits to engage the serratus anterior. Inhale, the right leg rises. So flex the foot here, and rather than opening through the hip, we're actually going to keep the hip even towards the floor. So you're rather trying to get length rather than a rotation at this point. You're welcome to push through that left heel to see if you can get into that hamstring on the left side. Now bend the knee, open the hip. Little circles with the hip. So the knee goes out to the side and then in towards the body. Let's do 5 of these. Follow your breath. So inhale to open, exhale to bring it towards the body. Last one. Now, those of you who want to, if you have a flip dog, you can flip over onto your back and reach. You're coming into a back bend. Just an option. Otherwise, meet me back in 3-legged dog on the next breath in. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale to rise. This one's my favorite. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale to rise. Now, Byron, I hope you're here today because this one's for you. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Extend out into fallen star. Come down onto your right elbow so that you're nice and secure. Reach through the top left hand. Push into the side blade edge of that right foot. I'm going to lift that left leg off. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Reach through that left hand. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. 3, 2, and 1. Step it back. Left hand comes to floor. Come back to a plank and back to a 3-legged dog. Inhale. Hope some of you survived that. Exhale, sweep between the legs. Take a big breath in to prepare. Exhale, rise into crescent lunge. Hands to heart. Breath in and lengthen. Exhale and twist. Hooking that elbow around the outside of that knee to twist. Chin is still towards chest. So the reason we do this is to keep the neck nice and long so we're not compressing through the neck. One more breath. Then inhale, open up into warrior 2. Get deep into the hips. Again, it's an external rotation of the hips. You can actually help yourself here. It's a really nice way of understanding how this is supposed to be. So bring your fingers on the insides of your thighs, wrap your thumbs around the outside, and externally rotate your hips as you get lower. That's the sensation of warrior 2. So warrior 1, hips are square. Warrior 2, open. Gaze towards front middle finger. Exhale, straighten both legs, hand to center. And exhale, hands to heart. Bring your hands onto your hips, thumbs into sacrum, fingers around hips. Come into a little back bend. So gently open the chest. And exhale, fold forward over the thighs. So inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. If you have to a little bend, that's absolutely fine in your knees. My hamstrings are definitely not massively open because I'm more strong than flexible. And if that's you, that's okay. If you're so flexible that your head is on the floor, bring your feet closer together to give yourself more of a challenge. Inhale the right hand into the center of where your face looks and open to a twist. Left hand rises. Exhale, left hand to floor. Inhale, right hand rises into twist. Exhale, hands down. Gently bend through the knees and slightly roll up. We're coming into a snake squat, but it's a high version of it. So feet out to the sides. We're going to bend into that right knee, but bring that right elbow into the inside of the right knee and have a fist and push your hand into it to slightly use that as traction to open the hips. So you're still pushing down through the blade edge of that left foot. The hips are opening, but you're using that gently to open. Now check your knees going in the same direction as your toes. So your knees and your toes always should be going in the same direction when you're doing these types of movements. So just check that. Inhale, come through center with control. And exhale to the other side. So gently left elbow goes onto the inside of the left thigh. Make a fist and gently push. If this is way too much, just bring your hands onto the floor. The goal is to have your back straight. So when you're doing this, your back is straight and your chin is towards your chest. So I'm not doing any massive roundings or back bends or anything like that. Everything's nice and straight to look after our back. Inhale, come back through center. We'll do some deeper snake squats. Place your hands on the floor. Exhale, come low. So you might not be at this point. You could be here. You can gently rest on your thigh. The point is we're getting through the back of the hamstring on the left. Gently walk your hands to center. Breath in. And breath out to the other side. Again, watch your knees and your feet always in the same direction. If you want a little challenge, we'll do that one more time and you can do it without your hands on the floor. So come to center with control. Exhale to the other side. Take it slow. If your knees are clicking and it doesn't feel good, please put your hands on the floor. Last one, come to center. Maybe just without the hands. Exhale to come down. Hands come to the floor, help you back to center. Walk your hands towards the front. Come into a nice lunge. Step back and flow. Option to place your knees on the floor. Otherwise, high to low plank. Inhale to up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal through the legs. Lots of different work between the adductor and abductor muscles. It's a lot of different movements there in the hip. Take a breath in, left leg rises. Again, keeping the hips even, so not opening the hip, keeping them even towards the floor. Flex through that left foot and push through the right heel. So you're really getting through that hamstring in the right side. Get longed and push that left heel towards the back of the room so you're getting length. Now bend the knee, open the hip. Let's do some little hip circles. So we're going in and out to the side. Use your breath to help you. We've got 5 of these. 3 more. So inhale as you're bringing the knee in. Exhale as you're bringing the knee in, and inhale as you're bringing the knee out. Last one. Those of you who want to do a flip dog, you can flip over onto your back, stack your joints, and reach over the head for a back bend. Come back to meet me in 3-legged dog when you're done. We're about to do that evil thing that Byron taught me. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale to rise. Exhale, knee to right elbow. His was even worse, actually. Inhale to rise and exhale to left elbow. Inhale to rise. Exhale to right elbow. We're coming into fallen star, so straighten the leg underneath you. Now you can stay on your wrist, but I'd recommend to come onto your elbow for more support. Open into your fallen triangle. Push into the outside of that left foot till you feel really stable. We're going to lift that right leg. Reach through the left hand and exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, open. Exhale, crunch. 3, 4. Last one. You almost survived. 5. Reach. Step the foot back. Place the right hand on the floor. Come back to a plank. And then meet me back in 3-legged dog. Oh my God. That was hard, wasn't it? Exhale, sweep between the hands. Nice and low through the legs. Move slightly forward and back. Inhale, rise into crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Get deep through the hips. Make sure the body's in the center of the body. You're not leaning forward. Straighten the front leg, hands come to center. Turn the feet so the toes, I'm going to swap sides so I'm facing the right way. So both the toes are going out to the side of the room. Thumbs into sacrum, fingers around hips, elbows back, little back bend, open the chest, and exhale, fold forward. So you might want to slide the legs a little wider or a little closer, whatever feels good. And this time we're going to walk the hands over towards the left side. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to fold the forehead towards that left shin. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, walk back to center, get long through the chest, and we're going to go to the other side. So walk the hands over towards the right. Inhale, lengthen through chest, exhale to fold. Inhale, get long, and exhale to fold. Last one, breath in, and exhale, walk hands back to center. We're coming back into that horrible snake squat. So come up, bend the knees a little bit to come up and squat down into the right side, or into your left. So bring your left elbow into the left thigh, make your hand into a fist and gently open, encourage that opening of the leg. Keep pushing down through the blade edge of the opposite leg. So you're still opening, you're encouraging an opening of that thigh. So it's an external rotation of the femoral head inside of your hip on the left, and you're also encouraging an opening on the right. Inhale, gently release that if you're pushing, and slowly come up with control. Use your hands if this feels too intense, and walk to the other side. So push your elbow into the side, make a little fist, gently encourage it open. Now your back is nice and long and straight, chin towards the chest. So we're not doing any back bends or anything like that. So you're just gazing towards the floor. This is really strong and also working on flexibility, which is why it's awesome. Come back to center. One more each side, a little quicker this time. Exhale. Inhale to center. Walk your hands if it's too much, doing it without the hands. Inhale back to center. Now coming into snake squats, we'll just do one round of these. So coming down into your deeper snake squat, hands maybe at prayer. Now this is pure flexibility because I'm just passively letting gravity pull me towards the floor and I'm not engaged at all here. Hands onto the floor, option to use your strength to move you without your hands to the other side. And then letting yourself passively fall using gravity. Maybe using your hands to come back up to center, walking around to frame the front foot, step back and flow. High to low plank, breath in to come up. Squeeze those glutes and exhale into downward facing dog. Pedal through those heels. You're welcome to check a child's pose if you need it. Look between your hands and option to step or jump forward. Sweep hands behind you to breath in and exhale, come into a chair. Option for your chair is we're going to come onto the tippy toes, bring the hands so they're parallel to the floor, and then come nice and low so that your quads become parallel to the floor as well. Squeeze, smile. Exhale, bring your heels to the floor, fold forward. We're coming into stag pose. If you want to do this with me with a finger grab, you can do that. Otherwise, just meet me in stag. Step your feet hip width apart. Interlace first two fingers around the right toe. Lift the right foot off the floor, bend the right knee, and slowly come up to stag with toe grab. If you use strap for this instead, you can. I'll show you this version. Otherwise, two big fingers around the big toe. Extending the leg out. Nice and relaxed through the chest. So we're not hunching or doing anything crazy with our back. It's nice and strong and straight. Heel towards the computer, I guess, in front of you. And exhale out to the side. So the more you push through the heel, the more you'll get a straightening through the back of the leg, which is going to go into your hamstring. The higher you bring it, the harder it is to your hamstring as well. So just have a play I like to place my left hand on my hip. Don't worry if you fall over. Just come straight back into it. Just like life. Like 2020. How many times 2020? Inhale back to center. We're going to release, bend the knee, release the foot with your finger or with the rope. And we're going to do leg kick. So exhale, point the leg, extend. Inhale, bend the knee, lift. Exhale. That was 2 out of 5. Inhale, bend the knee, lift. 3. Everyone loves these. 4 and 5. Last one. Sweep behind you, come into aeroplane with a flexed back foot. So interlace fingers, place them on your front quad. I would recommend, for those of you who know that your balance is a little off, have 2 blocks in front of you for this one, because it does get a little bit challenging. So we're in our aeroplane. 5 little pulses. So we're going to pulse the heel towards the roof for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure your chin is towards your chest so the back of your neck is long. Now here we're going to bend the knee. We're bringing in those little circles. So we're externally rotating the knee out to the side, then into the center. You have 5 of these babies. Open and in. So we're bringing balance, stability, and rotation into the hip. 3, 4, and last one, 5. Whew. Option to always grab those blocks if you need them. Standing leg split when you're done. So reaching that back leg tall, folding over the left knee. Working on flexibility, you can start to play with grabbing the back of your left leg and bringing your forehead towards your shin. That's your goal, or you can come into a little handstand hop if you're working on strength. When you've had enough, fold forward. Whoa, that was intense. Grab your elbows and gently rock from side to side. I think I'm going to regret this one tomorrow. How are you feeling? We're slowly starting to roll up. Hands to heart center, reach tall, breath in. And exhale, step the feet together, fold forward, sweep hands behind you, and exhale, come into chair. I like to squeeze thighs together, tilt tailbone, pull the ribs in so I'm nice and strong through the core. We're going to get deep through the legs. So come up onto tippy toes. Bring those quads parallel to the floor. Reach forward, palms facing down. How low can you go? I got a smile out of Ross. That's impressive. Exhale, lower the heels, fold forward over the thighs. Breath out. Coming into stag, option to do it with a toe grab. So step feet hip width apart, so you're nice and stable. First 2 fingers around the big toe on the left. Right hand on right hip. Bring all the weight onto the right leg. Lift the left foot off the floor, bend the knee, lifting it up. So I'll do this one with the toe grab variation to show you that. So exhale, extend the leg out. Again, wanting that shoulder to feel relatively comfortable. If you're hunching to reach your foot, probably a good idea for you to use the strap. Inhale to open to the side. And watch that standing foot. If your standing foot is twisted, it's often a relation to what's going on in the hips. So that happens to me a lot. So I have to come back to the center and then try and hold the hips straight because I twist. So see if that's you as well. One more breath. Think of Kansas, lovely place. Inhale, oh my God, I'm losing my balance. Come back. Release the foot or the strap. Bring the knee up. 5 leg extensions, my favorite. Exhale, point the toe, lengthen. Inhale, lift. Exhale, kick. Inhale, lift. Exhale, kick. 3 left. 1 more. Sweep behind you. Whoops, airplane pose. Palms facing towards the floor. Flex the back foot. I'll show you this version. I'm also feeling wobbly, so it's a good excuse to bring your hands onto blocks. So 5 pulses, flex the back. So I just saw myself in the computer there. I noticed I had an external rotation of my hip. I'd like you to internally rotate your hip so that they're even towards the floor. I don't want it opening to the side. So just see if you can correct that in yourself. Flex that back foot, 5 pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the top. Bend the knee. Let's do little rotations. So we bring it into the center and then out to the side. 1, 2. If you have your hands on the blocks, keep your chin to chest and back straight. 3, 4. Otherwise, interlace hands around the front thighs to bring that balance element into. 5. And then fold forward, straighten that back leg. Splits, standing leg splits. So flexibility, bringing the hands around the back of the ankle and the calf, whatever feels you can reach. And before you get there, you might want to place one hand in front of your face to make you feel supported when you first start playing with that one. Otherwise, if you're working on strength, coming into handstand or trying to because it's hard. And exhale, fold forward, bringing your feet together, maybe coming into a squat after all of that hamstring opening might feel good. Bring your hands to your heart center and sink low into that little squat. Maybe bring some movement in. Closing the eyes and just gently moving from side to side. Just see what feels good in that hip area. When you're ready, place your hands down and meet me back in downward facing dog. Breath in, raise the right leg up. Breath out. We're coming into pigeon on the right, or half pigeon. So with this one today, I'd like you to bend that foot in a lot and point the toe towards your body. So normally I would cue to have the right knee towards the right side and that shin more parallel. But today we're going to look after that knee and try something different. Point the toe. But I'd like you to rotate that left hip so that it's straight towards the floor. So turn your body so that it's straight. Walk your left leg back a little bit. And what you'll notice is you're going to get into the piriformis on that right, but you're also going to be getting into rectus femoris, which is this one here, the quad. And then we can gently, if it feels okay for you, start to walk your hands down. Maybe just place your elbows on the floor. Bring your chin towards your chest and breathe. Untuck that back left toe. Walk that left foot a little further back. Keep the hips even towards the floor. Now we're going to play with some little cat-cow movements here. So place the palms of the hands on the floor. And just like a cat-cow, we're going to exhale, round through the back, chin towards chest, gaze towards the belly button. And inhale, open the chest. Exhale, chin towards chest, round through the back, tilt the tailbone. Inhale, open the chest, come into a gentle back bend. 3 more of these. Exhale, chin towards chest, round through spine. It should feel really good. And inhale, back bend. 1 more. Exhale, but on this one, we're going to keep the chin towards the chest and stay here for 5 breaths. So you can keep this quite active or make it passive and just soft. It should actually feel quite releasing. So if you soften it a little bit, if you're pushing really hard, you're going to get more release. Your spine and your hips are really, really connected and super important. That relationship. So it's amazing the different feelings you can feel when you change what you're doing with your spine. Gently start to straighten your hands and walk your way up. And then rolling onto your right glute, straightening through that left leg. We're coming into a half fold forward. So bringing the right foot into the body. The left leg slightly out towards the side. Remove that padding from underneath your glutes, so you're on your sit bones. That's the bones at the base of your spine. Fun fact, it's actually where your hamstrings connect to, your sit bones at the base of your hips. Inhale, reach through the chest. Exhale, twist towards the left and then fold forward. So if this is not feeling good for you, you can come up and just, as you're gently exhaling, folding forward, and inhale, come up, almost like we were just doing with those cat-cows. So you can inhale and lengthen, and exhale, round through the spine and roll up. And just see if that helps in any way, changing the way you're working with your spine. Gently start to walk your hands up. We're coming into a fun version of revolve star. So you come up onto the front of your foot and reach over the top of your head into a little back bend. You start to lift your hips and open through the chest. Go this way so those of you who are not sure what I'm doing can see me. Exhale, come back to center and then push back into a downward facing dog. You can take it slow, pedaling the legs, really pushing through the heels when you're bending through the opposite leg. A lot of hip work today. Hope you haven't been running this week, guys. Inhale, reach long through that left leg, or maybe it'll be good for that. And exhale, come into half pigeon on the left. Just might be a little bit extra juicy for you. So this one, again, we're bringing that left foot in towards the body more, pointing the toe. Walk that right leg nice and long. Make sure the hips are even towards the floor. So nice and, so that imagine those hip bones, the iliac crest, are pointing forward. Then start to fold forward onto your elbows. Gently pull the chin in towards the chest to get long through the back of the neck. And take some big breaths. Allow yourself to sink with that gravity, with the exhales. Just come into those cat-cow poses. So placing your elbows on the floor and palms on the floor. We're going to exhale, round through the spine, chin towards chest, tilting through tailbone. So this should actually feel really nice in the sacrum and the back. And then inhale, open through chest, a little back bend. And exhale, flexion, so rounding through spine. Inhale, extension, opening through chest, back bend. And using that breath, following the breath, taking it slow as feels good. Inhale into back bend. One last one, coming into that flexion, into the fold forward. Rounding through the spine, chin to chest, and holding for 5 breaths. So at first, it might be quite aggressive, your fold forward. So see if you can soften it and make it a little more gentle. Allow the glute to come towards the floor and soften. The rounding through the back softens through the sacrum. Maybe releases some pressure in the lower spine. And on that last exhale, gently push into your hands and walk your hands in towards the body, coming into the half forward fold. So rolling onto that left glute, straightening through the right leg, and bring that right leg in a little bit. Remove that padding to sit on those sit bones, the bottom of the hips. Reach tall through the chest, twist towards the right, and exhale to fold. So I have a lot less flexibility in this right side, and maybe that's the same for you. You might have one side that's a little funny. You might have to just give it a little bit more extra love and care. But using those gentle inhale to lengthen and exhale to fold really helps. See if you can release through the jaw. Maybe soften through the shoulders and other parts of the body that are holding on. Can you create space between the teeth? Allow the jaw to be soft and the eyebrows to be soft. Gently starting to walk your hands back up. And we're going into a double leg forward fold. So I'll turn around so you can see me. So we're going to straighten through that left leg and remove, again, that padding. The point of this is the hip rotation. So you want the hips to be rotating in the way you want your spine to go. What I was talking about, the spine and the hips are in a great relationship. So when the hips twist, the spine twists like a pot plant coming out of a pot. So your spine and your hips shouldn't be doing opposite movements. So we're going to tilt the hips to allow ourselves for our spine to fold forward. You can have a few little extra cheats, like you can actually move your quad away from the hip bone on the inside, which is going to give you more space. And just notice how far you are at this point. Bring your chin to chest. Just bring a gentle awareness to your position of your body. And then we'll do some little gentle swings. So what it looks like is we're going to inhale, open towards the left and roll that left shoulder open. And then exhale, sweep that hand over the top of the body and open towards the other side, over towards the right. Then the right arm, I'm doing opposite arms, but that's cool. Over the top, to the side. So coming into the side stretches, but we're using a dynamic movement to get us more into our hamstrings. And it can feel quite nice. Take it slow, don't rush this one. And as you're using the fold forward, use that weight of the torso to gently encourage your back and your hamstrings to open. It doesn't matter how low you're getting. You don't have to be getting so low, but you could be even on the floor, I don't know. But it's more about just gently getting to your edge. And then exhale. When you come to your right side, I'd like you to stay there and stay in a side bend. So some of you might have enough flexibility to actually reach over and grab your foot. And maybe, so your left hand might grab your foot and your right hand may come around the front and grab the left side of the hip. And you can come into a side bend here in a deeper version. If that's not for you today, a really nice version is actually just placing your head in your hands and staying here. Or that right arm can come up and over so you can have a really nice neck release through the left side of the neck. So you can take your option. Gently come back to center. Let's do the other side. So over to the left. So side bend to the left. Maybe you can grab the outside of the foot and come into that deeper twist, the side opening. If that's not for you today, option is to come into side bend with rest on your cheek or into the neck release. Come out of this pose, slowly come back to center. One last forward fold for the day. See if you can get a little further. I definitely got a lot further with this one. So see if there's a little bit more that you can get into your forward fold after that work. Oh, my head's almost on the floor. That's quite impressive from where I started. So gently start to walk up. Place your hands on the backs of your knees to gently bring them in. It's going to feel pretty intense, so take it easy. And meet me in a down dog when you're ready, just to pedal out the legs. Bring your knees down in between your hands and then lower back onto your back. We'll finish the class with some restful back bends. So if you have blocks, I'd recommend you use those for a restful back bend, restorative back bend, I should say. So we're going to bring those 2 blocks underneath you, under your sacrum. So the blocks are resting on that really hard bone at the base of your spine. And the sacrum is a place that takes a lot of pressure from the body. So when you place these under your sacrum, you get this really awesome sense of release. Now, if you don't and it feels painful, please come out and just do a normal bridge. But this should feel really nice, except if you have bobby pins in the back of your head. I'm going to take mine out. So this is just a restorative back bend to finish the class. If you don't have blocks, a normal back bend, a bridge is fine. So as you're gently allowing yourself to release into the blocks, keep a subtle sense of attention or activeness through the legs so that you're not letting yourself flop too much, but it is still releasing for that spine. Gently removing those blocks, so come onto the balls of the feet to take the blocks out and lower the vertebra onto the floor one at a time. Reaching that right leg long and the left knee in towards the chest, pulling up nice and tight, that knee towards the chest. And exhale over the top of the body, supine twist. So when we do a lot of forward folds and back bends, it's super important to finish with twists. So this is why this pose is always at the end of a class. It allows the spine to decompress and realign. Inhale back to center. Reach long through the right leg and left knee comes up in towards the chest. Pull it up nice and tight. And exhale over the top of the body, coming to supine twist onto the opposite side. Trying to keep both shoulders on the floor. Maybe encouraging your knee further towards the ground to deepen the twist, if that feels good. Inhale back to center. And take any last movements that you feel that you need. Maybe a happy baby. And then when you're ready, coming into Shavasana, your final resting pose. Allowing yourself to be soft. If it feels nice for you, you can also have a block underneath the sacrum or a pillow underneath your knees. It's just an option. And you're welcome to stay in your Shavasana a little longer if you wish. But if you would like to exit the class with us, you can gently start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. If you have the block underneath your sacrum, gently remove that block and bring your knees in towards your chest and give yourself a big hug. Pulling the knees in nice and tight to round through the back, and maybe a little massage of that sacrum on the floor. This is the base of the spine, but also part of your hips. Your hips are like the grand central station of your body, taking in all of the weight and the compression of the body as you walk and run, sit, or do anything throughout your day. You can give yourself a big congratulations for spending this past hour really working on both strength and flexibility of these areas, of all those muscles that work for you every day. Exhale, roll onto your favorite side and use your bottom arm as a pillow. And when you're ready, helping yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And bring your hands to your heart. And we'll say thank you to our hips for all of the awesome things that you do for us. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for today's class, and I hope that you enjoyed it. You might be a little sore tomorrow in your hips, but that's quite normal after you doing a lot of strength and flexibility work. So when we do a lot of stretching, almost like when you're doing weights, you have muscle hypertrophy in stretching as well. So you will sometimes get delayed onset muscle soreness, which is called DOMS, and that's just because your muscles are healing after the stretch or the weights. So I hope that you feel okay tomorrow. And thanks, guys. Have a beautiful time, and I'll see you on Saturday. Bye.